Welcome to Special Stage. You're watching the REIS Get Connected BTRDA Rally Championship. We're here in Yorkshire. I'm pleased to say the Trackrod is back, and it's getting to that time in the championship when everybody ups their game. Of course, it's all about the championship points. Conor McCluskey has come up from Ireland with a newer version of the Subaru World Rally car this weekend, because even the slight advantage of having more speed on the straights is an important one here in Yorkshire and here at this point in the championship. Stay tuned for all the action right here at Special Stage. The championship is coming alive. So the Trackrod marks a welcomed return to the Yorkshire forests for the BTRDA Rally Championship, and with a couple of our main contenders classing this as their local event, it was surely going to make things interesting this weekend. So, as expected, the opening stages of the event would be kind to the local crews. Maybe not quite on the doorstep, but for Stephen Petch and Ian Windrus, this was as close as they would get this season to a home rally. They start well and lead by 14 seconds on the opening two stages. Second after the opening stages would be Charlie Payne and Paul Spooner. A home event for Charlie, and it was going well. 14 seconds was a good lead for Petch, but certainly not one that couldn't be closed in by Payne on the remaining stages of the rally. The older car and longer straights of the Yorkshire Forest were always going to be an issue for Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton, but third place was a good start by all accounts. Not the lead they would have wanted, but keeping them in the fight. For Ollie Mellors and Craig Parry, it will be a great start in fourth position. The pair, of course, getting back into things after their accident on the Woodpecker stages. This car, the newer spec Proton, which we'll be taking a look at later in the show. There's something interesting under that bonnet. The new car for this round wasn't quite doing the job that Conor McCluskey and Francis Regan wanted. The transition wasn't going smoothly, and little mistakes and spins were creeping in and losing the pair any time they gained. Fifth position at this stage in the rally. For Jim McNeil and Kim Baker, it would be a good start. Sixth overall was a reflection of some of the good starts the pair had had on their outings this season in the BTRDA. For Jamie Anderson and Ella Flynn, it would be seventh. The pair leading the way in the N4 battle at this stage, but it would be a close call so far. Alex Allingham and Chris Williams join in the N4 battle once again in 8th place. Second of the N4 crews at this stage, just 11 seconds behind Anderson. But it was close behind Allingham. Luke Francis and John Roberts would take up third in that Group N battle and lie just 3 seconds behind at this stage. And rounding out the top 10 would be Keith Parry and Errol Evans. The pair making it to the end of these two stages with no problems. A relief for the pair after previous events' mishaps. For Matthew Robinson and Sam Collis, it would be the perfect start. The pair sitting together for the first time, but it didn't show, leading after two stages by almost 30 seconds. For Rob Dennis and Andrew Boswell, it would be the ideal start.
They knew that it would be a tall order to keep up with Robinson, but to be the best of the rest in second place was a good start here in Yorkshire. With the historic cup already sewn up, the pressure of that was off a little for Pete Smith and Patrick Walsh. But there was still the matter of the overall Silver Star Championship to think about. Third overall at this stage and another local driver here, Pete Smith. The latter half of the season was going a lot better for Rob Barrett and Pamela Hilton, it's fair to say. They end these two morning stages in 4th place. Perhaps the bad luck that has been with them on some of the rounds this season had lifted, and it was looking good so far here in Yorkshire. The pair do have to stop in stage 2 due to a non-championship crew blocking the stage, but that didn't affect things in the overall times.
So 550, turn square right. 130, one left. Hello, something's happened. Stop.
The B10 class will be strong here this weekend, making up half of the Silver Star entry. But it will be Robert Smith and Jonathan Boucard in the Escort that come out on top of that battle after stage 2. Thomas Lloyd and Craig Maggs in the Peugeot would have to settle for second in the class at this stage of the rally, 37 seconds behind Smith and lying in 6th overall. Simon Dalton and Tom Neathway here just squeeze themselves in the middle of the B10 battle as the only N3 class runners in their Fiesta. They lie in 7th overall now. John Taylor and Lindsay Watson head up a trio of B10 class runners in the lower half of our top 10 as they settle into 8th place in the Escort. And for Philip Clark and Ian Jones, it would be 9th. The pair take up 4th in the class at this stage, just 7 seconds behind Taylor. And rounding out the top 10 would be Alan Abbey and Jane Robbins in the Puma. Frustratingly, we lose Cameron Davies and Michael Gilby early in the event on the very first stage.
Repeat turn 1 left, 150. Two right, 200.
I think I stopped sharp.
Two right, 200.
Yeah.
Feels like it. Two right at lay-by.
Something's happened. What's this?
Two right at lay-by. 300 up. We're near the end of the stage.
Lost drive. The sharp end popped out.
300 up turn, 90 right.
So after 2 stages, here's a reminder of the overall results so far.
In the early 2000s, if you wanted to be at the top of your game in British rallying, you needed one of these. It's the car that, quite frankly, transformed Proton's reputation in the UK in terms of brand. It's a Satria Super 1600. Now, you need this car if you want to be at the top of your game in the BTRDA 1400 Championship. This car, of course, you'll notice is Roger Priestnall's from our coverage of that series. But if you want to be at the top of your game in British rallying now and you want to drive a Proton, there's a slightly different variation of the Satria that you need to get your hands on. Fast forward a few years and this is what you get. The Proton Satria Neo S2000 based on the road car, but as you can see, doesn't look much like the road car. But there's something to tell you about this car as well, because like Roger Priestnall's ex Super 1600 Proton Satria, this S2000 isn't quite as it left the factory either. Come and have a look at this. As you can see, in place of the 2-litre S2000 spec engine that would have nestled in this car's engine bay to begin with, we have a Millington engine. Because, of course, the cars are limited by the top speed, particularly when they're competing against World Rally cars. So this revolutionary conversion could, quite frankly, transform the face of British rallying, particularly here in the BTRDA. The engine looks right at place in here, and as you'll see in our coverage, it sounds and goes just right as well. There are a few other differences though. Looking around these cars, you notice the bodywork is a lot wider, it's a lot lighter, and it's a bit more expensive as well than the older Super 1600 style bodywork of the other Satria. The brakes, everything basically on this car is bigger, better, faster, and more equipped to deal with world rally cars right at the top of British rallying. Well, if you didn't think the outside of this S2000 Millington powered Proton Satria looked much like a road car, then you won't think the inside does either. Everything is moved further back, everything is lower down, the co-driver's seat is as far back in the car as you can get it, just like a world rally car, because these S2000 cars were designed to compete on the world scale of rallying. So everything's designed for centre of gravity and for absolute performance out on stage. But come and have a look at the difference between this and the older, lesser spec Super 1600, or as it now is a Super 1400 Proton Satria of Roger Priestnall. Come and have a look. Back in the ex-Super 1600 car, and you can see that this is much more like a modified road car, which essentially is what it was. The body shell is as you'd expect to find on a road car, and although some of the Super 1600 cars had big wide arches, a little like the S2000 car that you saw a minute ago, these Protons did look very much like their road-going siblings. So why, when you've got big S2000 rally-leading cars like the S2000 Neo, would you still compete in one of these and yet stick a smaller engine in it? Because if you've seen our coverage of the BTRDA 1400 Championship, you will know that to be at the top of your game in that championship, and it is hotly contested, you need a competitive car. These cars, although 1400, have getting on for 200 brake horsepower, so although they don't have quite the same torque and the same drivability as the Super 1600 cars that they replace, they very much are the top rally car to have in this series. So there we are, two rally cars essentially based on the same road car of sorts, two very competitive, highly developed rally cars, and two front-running competitors in the BTRDA Rally Series, in the 1400 Championship and the Gold Star Championship. And we're certainly looking forward to seeing how this Millington-powered Proton Satria Neo S2000 shapes up, as well as seeing how Roger Priestnall gets on for the rest of 2013 and into 2014, because he is certainly on the button pace-wise, and both these cars are built for the business.
On to the next two stages, and there wouldn't be any change at the top, with Stephen Petch and Ian Windrus continuing to lead the way. The advantage now up to 25 seconds, but given the results on the previous round, where victory was snatched in the final stage of the rally, there will be no backing off from the pair right up to the finish boards this weekend. For Charlie Payne and Paul Spooner, it will be more of the same. Not quite able to match the pace of Petch, but themselves managing to hold off the advance of everyone below. They go into service with just a 5-second lead in second place. That was at least something to take into the final long stage. So for the Scottish pairing of Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton, it would be third place still at this stage of the rally. The car not quite on the pace of the newer cars, and indeed, the stage is not suited to Thorburn's driving style. But it was going as well as could be expected for the Duns driver. In fourth, it would be that brand new Proton 2.5 of Ollie Mellors and Craig Parry, the pair getting to grips with the Proton all season. but the new engine meant faster top speeds, something which was coming in handy on this round of the series. Dramatically, the championship race takes a blow in these stages as we lose Conor McCluskey and Francis Regan in stage 4. They slide off the road, minimal damage, but enough to put an end to the rally for the pair. So for the crews below, it would, as usual, mean a step up the results. And for Jim McNeil and Kim Baker, that would mean an impressive 5th position. The pair going well on these fast stages despite the disadvantage of being in a B13 car against World Rally car technology. But that being said, it would be even more of an uphill battle for our Group N runners. And for Alex Allingham and Chris Williams, it would be themselves who take over the lead in that class and take up 6th overall on our leaderboard. The reason for that move up into the lead would in part be due to the loss of Jamie Anderson and Ella Flynn in stage 3. The prop shaft failing on the Evo and ending a good run for the pair here in Yorkshire. This would also leave Luke Francis and John Roberts with less of a battle on their hands. The 3-way fight for Class N 4 honours suddenly turning into a 2-way fight. But for now at least, 2nd would have to do, and 7th overall is a bonus. Things were going pretty well for Keith Parry and Errol Evans too. Still going strong and still without incident. The pair gained a good result last time out despite a half roll into the trees. So if they could keep it clean this time out, it could be even better. We see some new names making an appearance in the top 10 now as Nigel Seibold and Tim Barton jump up into 9th place. The Subaru pair taking advantage of the retirements to move up the results. And it would be a similar story for Peter Bayliss and Anthony Blythe. Rounding out our top 10, the pair competing in the older shape in Impreza, but that wasn't slowing them down at all.
Stephen, here we are in your backyard, and you're trouncing the competition, it's fair to say. You're out there in front. You and Charlie are really leading the way.
Yes, it's good at the minute. We're holding our own out there, but there's could possibly be some mistakes, so I'll just keep it neat and tidy.
I look at this time last season, or look at the beginning of the season for that matter, when you were getting used to the car, and here you are now fighting for victory every time out.
Yes, I know. As I've been saying to everybody, really, I could have done with starting three events further on, but it's such a different car to what I've been used to before. And as I've always said, the car's a lot better than I am. You've just got to learn to drive it to your own capabilities, which I'm starting to do. And yeah, it's showing a bit at the minute.
Well, those capabilities are certainly showing. And look at last time out when Conor pipped you to it in the last stage. He's obviously not going to do that this time out. He would have to have a fair bit to do if he was going to do that. So it could be yours. We've got one big stage left to go.
Yeah, 15 miles. I'll definitely be annoyed if I get beaten after having a 25-second lead. So definitely don't come and see you later on if that's the case.
OK, we'll tiptoe very silently around the service area. Good luck for the last stage. We will see you at the finish, and hopefully that big smile will still remain.
Hopefully so. Cheers.
Charlie, one stage left to go here in Yorkshire, and it's the Yorkshireman out in front.
It is actually, yes, but it's the wrong Yorkshireman.
But it's been a good battle so far. 15 miles, it could all happen in there, couldn't it?
It could, yeah. Steve's been going really well. I think we've just been easing off just a little bit too much, and then you see Conor off the road, and it just makes you think a little bit. So, but yeah, we'll give it a really good go and see where we end up.
Now, you know this forest, you know this stage. What have we got to look forward to? Give us a bit of an insight. What do people need to do?
stand well back because it's really, really fast. It is one of the fastest stages, but they're running it different ways, so it's just not like it has been in the past. And wherever they've been cutting the trees down, it just looks totally different. So, and it really does make a difference when you've got it in your mind's eye where you are, and then there's no trees. It's really strange. Really,
you're really going to have to listen to those pace notes, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. There'll be nothing coming from memory, really. We've got to listen to the notes 100%. Yep.
Well, we'll let you get back to prepping or eating or whatever you're doing with Paul. Readiness for this last stage.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you out there.
Yeah, stand well back, lads, because we're going to go for it. So.
You're in third place with one stage left to go, and it's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 15 miles, so yeah, stages don't really suit us down here today. They're just long straights and 90s, so they're not technical and it's not suiting our style. So yeah,
well,
we lost a bit this morning, so it's that hard to get it back. So we'll just try and consolidate third now, I think.
Well, we saw Connor's determination at this point in the championship, coming out with a new car with a bit more top speed, and your determination today has been clear to see in the pace, I think.
Yeah, but obviously we're a fair bit behind Steve and Charlie, so it's just...
You're in their backyard, though.
Yeah, it's just hard to get in a rhythm in these stages. You know, they're too long straights and then come up to a 90 junction or whatever, so we're just struggling a bit there, but hopefully we'll keep the championship alive and go to Cambrian and then see if we can get a win there.
The middle stages of the day would cause some issues for Matthew Robinson and Sam Collis. All okay passing our cameras, but the bonnet would soon make a bid for freedom and start to come up into view. Luckily not coming up fully, but enough to cause the pair some concern in that stage, understandably as well. Despite those problems though, they would still lead the rally in Silver Star, and in second place that would still be in the hands of Rob Dennis and Andrew Boswell. The pair keen for a good result for their championship campaign, so much so that they were uncharacteristically checking their times and opting for new tyres for the final stage. Yorkshireman Pete Smith and Patrick Walsh were maintaining their third place well. No drama, no problems, and the local stages for Peter seem to be treating them well this weekend. For Rob Barrett and Pamela Hilton, it would still be fourth. There wasn't much change in the results at all, really. Their advantage in that place was over a minute now, meaning although it wasn't quite over, they could relax a little going into that long final stage. And for Robert Smith, with Jonathan Boucard alongside, it would still be fifth, as still in the lead of the B10 class. Their advantage was growing too, now with a 54-second lead over their nearest class rivals. And those class rivals would be Thomas Lloyd and Craig Maggs. The pair unable to catch the escort ahead, and it was looking like, aside from a mistake, second in class was where they would have to settle. Simon Dalton and Tom Neathway maintained their position, unable to gain any time, and in fact, their deficit to 6th place was now growing. 40 seconds would be the difference, not helped by this moment in stage 3 though, when they hit a gate post. It wouldn't, however, be too much of a gap in the other direction as John Taylor and Lindsay Watson lie in 8th position, some 6 seconds behind Dalton. It was close, and the final stage would see if the pair could overhaul that extra position on the leaderboard. In 9th place then, we see Alan Abbey and Jane Robbins here in the Puma, taking that place due to the loss of Philip Clark and Ian Jones in this loop of stages. So with just one more stage remaining here at the Trackrod in Yorkshire, here's a reminder of the leaderboard so far.
Matthew, different co-driver for this event, and it's fair to say that you must be having a bit of a laugh in that car with Sam Collis.
Yeah, I found him in Chesterfield on the streets, and we felt a bit sorry for him. He looked like he could co-drive, so...
They have a sign saying Yorkshire.
Yeah, and then he made a bit of a diagram of where he thought we were going, so we're using a map today.
Are you really? In preparation for something?
For the RAC, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, no, we're on maps and we're enjoying it, and it's been pretty good today. Everything's going well, really, until maybe the last one there, Gale Rig. The bonnet pin broke on the passenger side front and through some rough stuff, and the bonnet was up probably 1.5 foot, 2 foot on the fast stuff. So, yeah.
And you carried on?
Well, I tried to make good progress. Yeah, so, yeah, no, we carried on, and it was, the boys are fixing it now, but yeah, no, I thought the other pin was going to break, and that would have been over the windscreen, and that would have been a mess then, so, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's bravery or stupidity, but it's brilliant.
Well, we only lost a few seconds to the other boys, so, yeah, it was all right.
Rob, one stage left to go here. Langdale, it's a monster, 15 miles. What are you hoping to do in there?
The same as we've done all day, really. Have a good time, and looking forward to it.
It's nice to be able to say that, isn't it? Having had a smooth, clean, well-paced day, to be able to say just the same as that, I'll be fine.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's you have them days where you get the initial on stage 1, initial on stage 2, and you're just all chasing your kind of backside all the time. But no, we've been looking forward and forward, not backwards on this rally, right from stage 1, and we've thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's a good day to be fighting in the Silver Star today in Yorkshire as well.
Well, Matthew Robinson, he's the lad, isn't he? And I've also, I can just try and get closer to him, and we've looked at his times and our times, and quite honestly, if we got held up on stage 2, we helped a car we stopped and helped a car that had rolled, and we lost kind of 28 seconds. But if it wasn't for that 28 seconds, I think we'd be kind of neck and neck for Matthew going into this last stage. So it's a shame, but there you are.
Pete, back in Yorkshire, it's good to be rallying in Yorkshire, isn't it? It seems to be going well as well.
It's good in Yorkshire. I mean, it's nice just to have a nice, easy run in the morning out here, and it's only sort of 30 minutes back home, so that's nice. Rather than 4 or 5 hour trip back from Wales. So, and the sun's shining, which is always does here. And
onto the pace as well, which is also looking good. So it's a good day all round so far.
Yeah, but Rob Dennis's that car's just a bit too quick for us. But we compare our times really with Matthew, who's obviously on it. So if I can get anywhere near Robbo, then I'm happy.
And of course, at this point in the season, it's about picking up as many points as possible, isn't it?
It is, but I think I'm going to get overhauled. But I really wasn't after the Silver Star; I was after the Historic Cup, which we've got. I think.
You've tied up.
Yeah, I just enjoy doing the rallies.
Well, it's good to have you out here. It was certainly entertaining earlier, and we're looking forward to seeing you through this 15-mile Langdale stage.
As long as I don't fall asleep, we'll be all right, won't we?
One of the big stories here at Trackrod Rally Yorkshire is the fact that the Silver Star Championship here in the BTRDA could be sewn up, and we'll bring you the results and reveal what happens in that battle very shortly here at Special Stage. But the other big battle here today, and the other surprise story, of course, is that Conor McCluskey has retired from this event, meaning that the championship title for the Gold Star goes down to the final event yet again, down to the Cambrian. So Stephen Petch is still out in the lead here with one stage left to go. Charlie Payne chasing him down in second. The battle's on, but it also continues to the Cambrian. Stay tuned here at Special Stage to find out how this exciting rally in Yorkshire ends up.
So on to the final results we go then, and rounding off the Silver Star runners in 9th place were Alan Abbey and Jane Robbins in the Puma. The pair taking 4th in the B10 class to boot. John Taylor and Lindsay Watson enjoy a good run in the Escort to take 8th position. They also take 3rd in class for their troubles. And despite earlier altercations with that gatepost, Simon Dalton and Tom Neathway end the day in 7th place and taking the N3 class victory as well. Thomas Lloyd and Craig Maggs managed to close the gap on the class leaders in the final stage, but not by enough. 50 seconds the deficit at the finish, and they have to take 2nd in class. 6th place overall though, a good result today. So it's class victory then for Rob Smith and Jonathan Bucard, the place the pair had held all day, and it didn't look in doubt at all either. They also take 5th overall in the process, so a great result for the Escort pairing. And it's another good finish to add to the collection for Rob Barrett and Pamela Hilton in the Escort. They take 4th place. Barrett, one of 3 Yorkshiremen in the top of the Silver Star results. The return of the Trackrod, obviously a welcomed one up in this neck of the woods. So for Pete Smith and Patrick Walsh, it would be the final step on the podium. They finished 2nd at the historic cruise, but with that part of the championship sewn up, that simply wasn't an issue. 3rd overall was a great result for the pair. So then, that leaves our top 2. And for Rob Dennis and Andrew Boswell, it will be a struggle to match the pace of Robinson. But did he need to? This 2nd place finish here means the championship goes down to the wire. Another 2nd place on the final round should secure Dennis the championship. And with numerous 2nd places this season, it is looking good for that final round. But for today, at least, doing what he could. It will be the win for Matthew Robinson, with new co-driver Sam Collis alongside. A win that Robinson needed to keep that championship campaign alive, but for him, it would be a little harder. He needs a win on the final round, and for Dennis to have problems. Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. It will be a dramatic and exciting climax to the Silver Star Championship at the Cambrian next time out.
Matthew, Sam, victory in Yorkshire, and you even got some braces on the bonnet of the car. That's quite fitting, isn't it?
Yeah, we're lucky we've still got a bonnet. So yeah, no, not so bad. Yeah, Sam's done an awesome job today.
He's been on maps, of course.
Yeah, we've been on maps all day. So yeah, he's first time we've been together. So yeah, no, I'm dead chuffed with that, with the result. So
Sam, have you enjoyed yourself? You both got out of the car with a big silly grin on your face, and that's not just a victory, is it?
Don't we always do, don't we? You've got to do, haven't you? There's no point going rallying. No, it's been a great day. Like Matthew says, we've been on maps all day. We're getting ready for RAC. A couple more rallies to go yet, but hopefully we'll be on the pace or there or thereabouts. So we'll see.
We now go to the Cambrian, and you needed to do this, didn't you, to make sure that you've got a chance next time out?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the point situation is, but if we win the next one, it'll be dead close, that is for sure. Yeah.
You had a difficult start to the season, which hasn't helped your campaign in that sense, but you really have picked up the pace, and the reliability and the consistency has been here, hasn't it?
We didn't start scoring any points, I don't think, until mid-season. So yeah, you know, to say the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 rallies, we seem to gathered it up and got going. So yeah.
Gathered it up and got going. That's probably the expression of the rally for me. Well done, guys. Silver Star victory here in Yorkshire.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks, guys.
Rob, Andy, you really did need this for the championship, didn't you? You needed this good result.
We needed a second or a first to keep it going to the last round, and we've done that. So yeah, we're 100% happy.
You're going there on the front foot, really, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Matthew's on a bit of a run at the moment, but he has to win every event. He can't afford a problem. we just have to keep doing what we've done all season, and that's finish every rally and finish in the top 3 or 4 silver star in every rally. The higher the better.
This was his backyard, so to come second to Matthew on his own ground is a pretty impressive result today.
Well, we've never been this area before, and thoroughly enjoyed the stages, the countryside and the road sections, the people organisation. It's absolutely spot on.
And obviously Pete, a very experienced rally driver, also a Yorkshireman in third place. So you really sandwiched yourself between the men who knew these stages, didn't you?
We have, and actually on stage 2 we had quite a hold up with an accident, 2 or 3 cars in front of us, and we reckon we dropped probably 20-25 seconds, and that's unfortunate because it would have allowed us to go into the final stage, Langdale, with a chance of having a crack at Matthew. But you know what, that's rallying, and
it's the spirit of the sport, isn't it?
No, definitely, but it's nice to beat Pete and Robert Barrett as well, and we did beat Matthew on stage 4, so all good.
Well done, guys. It goes down to the final round. This BTRDA Championship this season has got us all on our tender hooks. We're all waiting for the Cambrian. I'm sure you are too.
We are looking forward to it.
Pete, Patrick, what a great result today, a podium in Yorkshire.
Yeah, I didn't really realise that was the situation, but we had a good day today.
Not many people get to park here.
No.
Well done. Have you enjoyed today? You seem to be nice and relaxed earlier. Had the family there?
Yeah, all the family was out, which is nice on the home event, so all the grandchildren came out, and as Patrick said, a bit of pressure to perform, so no, it was good. I enjoyed the stages. Weather's been perfect. Couldn't ask for any more, could you, really?
Back to the Gold Star then, and rounding out the top 10 on our overall leaderboard would be David May and John McNichol in the Impreza. 5th in class and 10th overall. For Peter Bayliss and Anthony Blythe, it would be 9th overall and 4th in the class, finishing a good way ahead of May at the end of the event. Nigel Seibold and Tim Barton managed to gain another place in the final stage to lie in 8th position. A good finish for the pair as they take 3rd as well in the B13 class. Keith Parry and Errol Evans make it to the end drama-free. They take some good overall and class points in the process as well, finishing in 7th on our overall leaderboard and 2nd in their class. Some of that movement though was down to the loss of Luke Francis and John Roberts. The pair not retiring, but they do have to stop in stage to repair the car in order to finish. The finish, however, was important, as this means that after the loss of Anderson earlier in the day, they do enough to secure the Production Cup title for 2013. But taking the Group N win here at the Trackrod Rally would be Alex Allingham and Chris Williams. The pair battled through and outlasted the rest to take the victory, as well as taking 6th overall position as well. For Jim McNeil and Kim Baker, it would be the B13 class win. Good position they'd held for the whole day, and showing that the speed was there when the reliability was too. The BTRDA debut of the Proton Millington was about as good as could be expected this weekend for Ollie Mellors and Craig Parry. The pair overcame the last round crash and the confidence knock that came with that, and were right back on the pace. And here, on an event where top speed plays a big part in the results, 4th place was something they could have only dreamed of in the original spec Proton. To some degree, it would be a similar story for Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton. They may have themselves a world rally car, but in terms of technology, they were a few years behind the rest. They gave it their best though, and they managed to hold on to that 3rd place all day. And a result which of course keeps the championship alive for them into the final round of this exciting 2013 BTRDA Rally Championship. Charlie Payne and Paul Spooner end the event 2nd overall. Their non-finish at the previous round was a big blow, but no such problems here. They managed to keep on the pace of the leaders all afternoon, but sadly that was as much as they could do. With all the allotted rounds complete now, Payne has to sit out the Cambrian and let the others decide his championship fate. But the performance of the weekend has to go to Stephen Petch and Ian Windrus. They held the lead all day and keep themselves in the running for the title. It all goes down to the wire on the Cambrian now, and the pressure would be on to repeat this Yorkshire result. So with the penultimate round complete, this is how the results ended up.
Stephen, Ian, victory in Yorkshire. You wanted this so much and you have pushed all day. Well done.
Yes, after the last round, that 2 seconds has killed us for the last 4 weeks, so I had to do it today, and luckily enough it's been faultless for us. We've had no dramas really to count on, so it's been an unbelievable day really.
Ian, this has been yours, I think, from the start of the day. A full complement of the competition here today as well, so it's a true victory, isn't it?
Oh, it's so pleasing. We thought it would be tight because the Yorkshire stages are fast and the cars and drivers are very evenly matched. But to be taking 5 to 10 seconds a stage out the cruise is just, we didn't expect it, but gave us a bit of a cushion, but still had a big push on the last one and still took 10 seconds.
So you did a Conor McCluskey on the last stage. You kept your wits about you and you gave it a big push through Langdale.
Longest 15 mile of my life, honest. I was just, yeah, but we got there. It was good.
What does this mean to you? Because obviously we go to the Cambrian next and the championship is wide open.
Yes, it's definitely spiced it up a little, hasn't it? We'll just be going out to do our thing and see what happens.
Is that 4 drivers, 4 crews capable of taking the championship next time out?
Must be, I don't know. I've not worked it out. I didn't think that far ahead, to be honest.
Well, I'm sure from now the nerves will build, but before that happens, enjoy this victory on the Trackrod.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Charlie, Paul, for you, I know it's the wrong Yorkshireman on top today, but what a fight we've had here in Yorkshire.
Yeah, we couldn't catch Steve. He's really well. We tried to wind him up before the end and put him under pressure, but no, he did really, really well, and even got some more time. That was on the last stage.
Paul, I understand you're not going to the Cambrian because you've done all you can do now this season, haven't you?
Well, Charlie has, but I'm going. I'm going with Steve Perez in the Stratus. I might even try to persuade Steve to take the Focus out.
That will be certainly good fun, and it could mix things up for the championship as well, I suppose.
That's
good days
absolutely
rallying today.
If you get the Kick Energy car out there to do first or second and push a few down, it'd be just help me a little bit. It will.
I mean, it's quite complicated to work out. I'm not going to try and do it on the spot right now, but there are ways and means that things can go differently, aren't there?
Yeah. If Connor finishes under 5th, then Ewan as well will be okay. Yeah, but out of my hands now, we just have to keep wait and see what Cambrian brings.
Well, you've done all you can. You've given us some great entertainment all season and today in the Yorkshire Forests. Well done, guys.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thanks a lot, and a big well done to Steve. Fantastic result for him. 4 out of 5 quickest stages. Thankfully, we got the others quickest as well, but really well done to him. He deserves it.
Ewan, Paul, another podium here in the BTRDA, and that opens it up for the championship for the next time out, doesn't it?
Yeah, so that was the main aim today, obviously keep in it, and obviously Cambrian next. I think we have to go out and win it to win the championship, so yeah, it's plain and simple, so that's what we have to do.
Paul, a certain amount of what happened today was in other people's hands in terms of the championship staying open, but you did what you needed to do today in Yorkshire, didn't you?
Yep, we just came to get points on the board, so that's what we're here for. Just makes it a bit harder for the Cambrian, but only a win will do, so we'll see what we can do.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I think it makes it a perfect spectacle and a fitting end to what has been a pretty dramatic and very, very competitive season here in the BTRDA. It must feel great to be part of that fight going into the last round.
Yeah, that's it. Like you say, it's been competitive all year. There's been nothing between any of us, so yeah, looking forward to the Cambrian now, see what we can do.
And a Scotsman taking home a trophy from Yorkshire. It doesn't get much better than that for you, does it?
Yeah, that's it. Should have been first, but never mind.
Well done, guys. Podium.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. All the best.
For us here at Special Stage and for you at home, this is the best possible outcome from the Yorkshire Forests. We go into the final round of this exciting championship with the possibility of 3, maybe 4 people walking away with the 2013 REIS Get Connected BTRDA Rally Championship title. I cannot wait for the Cambrian. I'm sure you're the same, and we'll bring you all the action right here on Special Stage. I'll see you then.